NBA playoffs are hardly a month away, and as the teams gear up, preparations aside, they are clinging on to every hope they can get. One such team has been the New York Knicks, placed third in the Eastern Conference. Knicks desperately want to end their title drought this year, and while they are doing everything they can on court to ensure that, they found some unusual assistance from courtside too. Actor turned comedian Tracy Morgan getting food poisoning might just be the kind of luck they need. Morgan puked during Knicks' game against Miami Heat, delaying the match by 10 minutes. But what brought joy to Morgan while he was still hospitalized was his favorite side winning. Now Morgan feels that's the kind of luck Knicks needs in the playoffs too. Here's our next report.
Sports and superstition is a relationship that many indulge in, but not so very openly. And while this partnership in some cases may seem toxic or weird from the outside, it's something that can't be ignored. Because it isn't just the players, fans are equally involved in it too. From sitting in one spot till the match gets over, to avoiding certain foods on match days, to wearing the same clothes. The list goes on. It's things like this that make up match day rituals for many across varying sporting disciplines. For New York Knicks fan, actor turned comedian Tracy Morgan, it might just be vomiting during his side's clashes. Morgan got sick and puked his guts out on the court during the New York Knicks match against Miami Heat. The incident occurred during the second half of the game, and the match got delayed by 10 minutes because of this. The comedian was even rushed to the hospital. But Morgan eased off all tension by confirming that he's recovering well with a picture of him smiling as he lay in a hospital bed. The reason behind that big smile isn't just because he's recovering well, but also the fact that the Knicks ended up beating Miami Heat 116 to 95 points. So did Morgan's puking really help the Knicks? Well, at least that's what Morgan feels, and the diehard Knicks fan wants to continue this trend during the playoffs too.
The Knicks are now 1-0 when I throw up on the court, so maybe I'll have to break it out again in the playoffs.
Morgan may not be totally wrong in saying that, because him falling sick during the Knicks Heat fixture resulted in the New York side winning, but his absence in the San Antonio Spurs fixture resulted in the Knicks losing by 105 to 120. Clearly, Morgan needs to recover quickly because his puking charm is indeed required. And the interesting fact here is that the Knicks' NBA successes have all come during Morgan's lifetime. The Knicks' only 2 NBA championship titles came when Morgan was either a toddler or in preschool. Probably while baby Morgan was puking away, right? The conference titles in 1994 and 1999 came at the prime of his life. Maybe during a crazy night out, inebriated. So it won't be entirely wrong in thinking that his stomach's misadventures help his beloved Knicks win titles. Maybe the 56-year-old needs to add vomiting to his matchday routine. Consumption of those famous New York hot dogs could do the trick. A little more hot sauce than usual could be just the concoction the Knicks need to end their title drought.
Good afternoon, Prime Minister Lakshman.
Good afternoon.
Making headlines in India well before you landed here. New Delhi has raised concerns in the recent past vis-a-vis the Khalistani separatists that operate in New Zealand. How do you propose to address these concerns?
In our democracy, we believe in the freedom of speech.
Organizations like the Al-Qaeda or ISIS were to hold a referendum in New Zealand, something related to one of your Western partners. Would you say the same?
We have very well-defined laws in our democracy.
No specific conversation on Khalistan on this visit.
It was raised with me. I also raised back our position.
Are you willing to be open to these concerns from New Delhi?
As I keep coming back to you to say, we have strong laws in our system.
Do you think that Ukraine is at its weakest position?
This war is not about Ukraine.
Do you believe that your president was insulted? Yes or no question. Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Diplomacy will work?
Yes,
Do you
it
think
will.
Russia will give up the territory if there is no ceasefire? Do you propose to keep fighting?
We are ready to resist.
Do you think there will be peace?
Many countries gave us 3 days.
President Trump said you don't have any cards.
We do not have another choice.
How do you keep fighting?
You are asking me once again the same question.
Because you've not answered my question.
We have enough capacities to keep fighting.